Today, I'll be covering a very powerful mindset. A growth mindset is crucial for positive thinking and improving. Growth mindset is made up of many things, all of which I'll be covering in today's video. I will be covering specific things you can do right now and things that you can do in the future to improve your growth mindset. Growth mindset is the most powerful mindset in psychology. Growth mindset is basically a way of embracing challenge and thinking about your body and brain's response to those challenges, which allows you to optimize your performance. The absolute key features of developing a growth mindset is being able to distance your identity from the challenge you happen to be embracing. Praise is absolutely key here. Most importantly, praise your own efforts and praise the ones around you. Growth mindset is the process of destroying your own identity from performance and instead attaching your performance to your own efforts. Number 1, embracing challenge. When embracing a new challenge, attempt a challenge that will encourage growth. It could be something small, like putting your phone on airplane mode, or eating clean, or only drinking filtered water. A huge challenge like a long run, or something that you really do not want to do. When you attempt a challenge to accomplish your goal, setbacks and failures are a natural part of the challenge of learning. Do not give up, your failures are compounding. Number 2, learn from criticism. Criticism helps give you a new perspective and helps open your eyes to things that you might have overlooked or completely couldn't see. Why is learning from criticism so important? The biggest and most obvious reason is the opportunity for improvement. Criticism provides valuable feedback that can help you identify areas of where you lack and where you need to improve. For example, what is the constraint? What is the bottleneck? I take lots of criticism from other people, suggesting what they see as a constraint in me. For example, I have a personal fitness coach. He's helping me with powerlifting. I've been lifting for 2 years and I hit a plateau. So I needed someone to see in me what I'm lacking. The reason this is so powerful is he can see what I'm doing wrong from his experience. Because he's been lifting for 15 years, he's going to know a lot more than me, so he can spot the constraint, what I'm doing wrong, and therefore I can improve from his criticism. Learning from criticism also builds your resilience and helps you develop thicker skin. As an action step, try taking criticism from someone that you trust and feel that their view on you is important. And take into consideration what they're saying, and maybe give it a try. Number 3, praising efforts, but not the way you might think. Have you ever been labeled as being very smart or being a very good athlete? Your peers and parents always praise you for being good at something. Well, there is a detrimental effect to those labels. Labels of intelligence and labels of identity undermine your performance because you internalize and attach your identity to those labels. And when you have an error, you will also attach that diminished performance to your identity. Instead, we want to shift into praising effort and why you got good at something or why you did not get good at something. Now, there is only room for improvement. Try to praise yourself for efforts that you undeniably 100% have proof that you are putting effort into the task. Now, what is the typical narrative that you tell yourself when engaging in things that you are good at? Meaning the internal dialogue and the thoughts that you tell yourself in your own head. And what is the internal dialogue you have when engaging in things that you believe you are good at? The biggest tool you can use in your own mind is start shifting your narratives from being good at something and start to shift those efforts towards effort-related narratives. I will use myself for an example. I am pretty good at sports, but I'm pretty terrible at learning and retaining new information. Let's take a step back from those two statements. I could take an intelligent type praise narrative and tell myself that I'm naturally very athletic, or I could tell myself the truth and acknowledge that I've always been an athlete and I've put in the time to become a good athlete. And the negative statement, I'm terrible at learning and retaining information, which is a fair statement. I could just say something like, I have a bad memory. Or I could say the truth and say, I haven't really put a lot of effort into trying to remember what I learned. So we should always try and praise ourselves and praise others for the effort that they put into something, not labels of identity. Number 4, developing a not yet mentality. I have not completed yet is the idea to approach challenges and setbacks with the understanding that you might not have achieved a goal or mastered something you wanted, but instead using yet with effort, persistence, and willingness to learn. It's possible to achieve it in the future if you do not write yourself off. For example, I am not good at running yet. I am not good at volleyball yet. This is a very powerful mindset to have. I've adopted this mindset very early on, and it's helped me with not putting myself down and instead giving myself a chance to improve. Developing a not yet mentality, you also become aware of your self-talk and the language you use, and recognizing the words and labels that you give yourself. You have to be very careful what you attach your identity to. You often hear people using this kind of language. By adopting this very specific mentality, you shift your mindset from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset. You shift your mindset from a fixed perspective to one that is learning and improving. The belief that your abilities can develop over time with dedication and effort. Action step. Next time you catch yourself saying, I can't do X, correct yourself and say, I cannot do Y yet. Number 5. Student-teacher growth mindset. Ultimate way to learn a growth mindset fast is through the student-teacher mindset method. This has been shown in the classroom and has also been shown in other contexts as well. When teachers and students both adopt a growth mindset, the teachers are viewing the students as less fixed in their ability. Students are viewing themselves as less fixed in their own abilities. It does not necessarily have to be a school teacher. A teacher is anyone who helps you acquire knowledge. I'm a lifelong student and I will always learn, and I will always have teachers. Number 6, set realistic goals. Goal setting is a process that starts with careful consideration of what you want to achieve and ends with a lot of hard work, even when you don't feel like it. And in between, there are some very well-defined steps that transcend the specifics of each goal. Knowing these steps will help you to formulate goals that you can realistically achieve. This is one of the fastest ways to increase your productivity. How do you set realistic goals? Let's start very small and work our way up. First off, let's start with long-term goals. Write them down on a piece of paper right now. And then write down short-term goals, monthly milestones that will help you write these down as well. First, start with the long-term goals. Whatever year it is right now, which is January 2024, make the date January 2025, so 1 year from now, and keep this date in mind. And then ask yourself, what is reasonably unreasonable achievement that you could get by then? Use a metric to set your goal. For example, a goal with a metric could be setting a new PR in the gym or reaching a desired income per month. Keep in mind that goal setting is exponential growth, not linear growth. There will undoubtedly be ups and downs. Your monthly milestone should help you stay on track for those long-term goals. Now that you have these goals written down, put them on your wall so you can see them, and it reminds you of what you have to do. The process is fun and motivating. These goals should be incredibly exciting to work on. Number 7, creating a supportive environment. In a comfortable environment, you will feel more comfortable taking risks and trying new things. When the people around you are adopting a growth mindset, it creates a positive dynamic between everyone. A supportive environment provides reinforcement and cognition for your efforts and contributions. A growth mindset is a lethal mindset for improvement. Just imagine what it would be like to always have a positive perspective of yourself and how good that could make you feel. I hope you found this video helpful.